Welcome to Camping Survival. My name is Tom Shaka. I've got a really exciting new product that my friend Andy Petrello of Solo Scientific invented. Again, he keeps coming up with new products. This is it right here. I'm going to get to that in a second, but in case you haven't seen his other products, I've done videos on several of them. This is the solar fire starting knife. It's right on our site, the solar knife. It's really cool. You hold it up to the sun and using the sun, it ignites tinder really quickly. This is the hot box, the tinder hot box. You can store tinder in it, and it does similar to the knife, but you always have it in your pocket, and you can carry tinder with it, and it'll start a fire with just the sun. It's really simple. And then the Aurora Magnesium Fire Starter. This is the first video I made, I don't know how many years ago, but you can scroll down through our videos and you see it. It's a really cool product. I've been carrying it for years. I don't think I've done a video on this yet, but this is another one of Andy's products. Again, Solo Scientific. He's just an amazing inventor, amazing outdoorsman, survivalist, really cool guy. He used to sell a version of this back in the 70s through Soldier of Fortune magazine, and things have changed a little bit, and so we now, when you used to sell it, it's, you know, if you roll it up like this, it's the size of a quarter and it fits right in your pocket, and you pull it out, and it can be used for a number of things. Back in the day, their Soldier of Fortune, he sold it for that, you know, that type of purpose. But now, it's a survival snare. So if you always have it in your pocket, you always, it has a multiple of uses, and it just comes in handy. It's a good part of your EDC gear, in my opinion. But the glass breaker that we're going to be experimenting with today, I always carry that with me now. In fact, I'm going to bring it up closer to the camera. Raquel, if you can tell me if I get close enough or if I should stop. Stop? Good. Okay. I don't know if you can make out the whole thing here, folks. It's a little heavy. It's very solid. It's a special type of metal. It's all the details are on our website. Andy is significantly smarter than I will ever be. The guy's amazing. But so it's a glass breaker, and we're going to be breaking some glass with it. But before I get into that, I want to convey one other little tip. I like to try and convey tips periodically. So I always carry this in my pocket, and it can have a multitude of uses for it, actually, besides breaking glass. But that's the main purpose, and you'll always have it in your pocket. So you can imagine some other uses for this type of thing. It can come in very handy, very solid. But also, what I like to do, a little tip, you think about firemen, for example, an emergency. They have to get up and go quick. That's just their life. So what do? When they hit the rack at night, they put their clothes out next to their bed. So as soon as they jump out of bed, if there's any kind of emergency, they jump in them. So think about that. Just a little survival tip. When you hit the rack at night, most people empty all their stuff, put it on their dresser or whatever, and put their clothes in dirty clothes. I like to, and I know some other people like to, when you get ready to hit the rack, put all your clothes next to the bed. Imagine if something were to happen, natural, man-made disaster, something like that, or an intruder, that type of thing. You want to be able to grab your stuff and go. Also, maybe some good thick footwear for the evening, you know, like slippers or something. Imagine glass break, just a tornado or any other kind of man-made disaster. What an impediment to your survival over the next 48 hours or so, having cut up feet. Think about that. So that's just a little tip. But so back to the glass breaking. Now, it's specially designed like no other glass breaker I've seen. It's just amazing. Now, you thought I was going to break my glass on my Jeep. I'm not going to do that. Instead, if you come on down here, I'm not that stupid. If you come on down here, I went to the local junkyard and got a couple of mirrors. Actually, a few of them. I've been playing with one already. And we're going to break some glass with this thing. So you might want to consider doing that too. When you buy your glass breaker, grab a couple of mirrors. Hopefully it's not your neighbor's car. Don't do that. That would be foolish. So go grab a couple of mirrors. And one of the things I've learned in breaking some glass here with this glass breaker in Cheapers, I don't think I've ever, up until recently where I played with other glass breakers as well, tested glass breakers or experimented with glass breakers. It's kind of fun. Actually, I better grab my goggles before I start breaking some glass. Kids watch our videos too. I want to be smart. So one of the things you got to do is when you experiment, the first time I hit it too light because I don't want to hit it too hard either because I don't want it to go flying all over the place. So you kind of got to experiment to see what pressure you want to apply. And another tip, by the way, when breaking glass, and I should have possibly shown you on my Jeep window, but we'll stay down here. So on your window, whether it's a home window or a vehicle window, you don't want to hit it around the edges. That's where it's the strongest. You want to hit it dead center. That's where it's the weakest point on that glass, and it'll break really easily. So I'm going to try and get it with my first hit. I want to get the right amount of pressure, and it's pretty cool. See that? So I just broke that glass just like that. It's incredibly simple, and I don't know if you could tell, but I really wasn't applying that much pressure. I just didn't want to go flying. Now, same with your vehicle. In an emergency, you want to get out of it. Or, again, as I mentioned, having this type of thing in your pocket all the time. A good purpose. But let's break another one. Okay, so that shattered a little bit. I could have hit it a little bit harder. There you go. It's an amazing thing. I didn't even hit it that hard. This is fun. So always having a glass breaker with you is a great idea. I highly recommend this new invention from Andy Petrello, our emergency glass breaker at Camping Survival. It's on our site. It's a great price, and it's a nice piece of metal to always carry with you. Highly recommend it. Improvise, adapt, and overcome. Thank you, and have a nice day. Camping Survival.